Hello, thanks for joining me again. This is Adults in Context. So yes, before we roll forward with this series of streams, one of the important things I think we need to address is our negative responses towards one another when we speak out, when we protest, when we act out in the name of love, when we act out to stop oppression and so on, when we speak up, when we speak out, when we let our voices be heard from the top of the mountain. We're faced with so much negativity all the time, okay? So many people are hating people all the time. Jordan Peterson being a prime example. I mean, that man, given the circumstances of evolution and his life, and he has come forward doing his best given the circumstances of life and the existential hole that he is in too. And he's a noble man and he's skewed by degree, but he brings great knowledge by degree too. And he's opened up debate to a great degree, and it's healthy and it's needed, it's so important. And if nothing else, even if Peterson was wrong about every single word that he uttered, okay, it's going to take us 10 years of intellectualizing around serious complex thought to debunk him, okay, and that's good for us. That's important, okay. We need to wake up. We need to get out of the small myopic frameworks that we operate through. Our lives are looking through contextual windows, and some of those windows are so stained. The window itself is so stained, and our views are so small and redundant and just not needed. Anyway, it all muddies the water. So yes, negativity. For example, if I speak out about right-wing feminists and tell you that negativity, then the feminist can be toxic too, okay? Before you start, snarling at me and wanting my head, just listen to, I'm just an adult in context. I'm just trying to bring my context to you, okay? If I speak about the toxicity of certain women, it doesn't mean that I'm undermining what women have went through. It doesn't mean I'm denying a single page of male oppression. It doesn't mean that you can't be an engineer or an astronaut too. It doesn't mean that women haven't brought nobility and dignity and science and philosophy to the world and poetry and literature, okay? It doesn't mean that women are not majestic and phenomenally brilliant beings just like their counterparts, men. Their brothers, their dads, their uncles, their sons, and so on. If, for example, I want to speak out against 9/11, I believe it was an inside job. I'm not pointing the finger at any one particular person. I just don't believe, I have questions, okay? I want to know how the laws of physics were undermined. I don't believe two planes can bring down three buildings, in that fashion, okay? That was demolition, okay? Buildings don't just turn to dust when two planes hit them. Anyway, that's my view on it. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, okay? But I don't deserve to be hated for it. And I'm hated because so many people are tied into their false narratives, okay? If you're American, you might hate me for saying that. How dare he suggest that our great, noble American government, the greatest democratic government in the fucking world, would do such a thing, okay? But that is because you're strapped to an illusion and you're emotionally tied up in that illusion. And anyone who threatens that Mickey Mouse, John Wayne, white man at the head of the table, Christian white man saves the day, anyone who undermines that small little narrative that jumps around in your fucking head is to be shot, is to be executed, is to be, demeaned, is to be vilified, is to be attacked, okay? So, if I speak about 9/11 being an inside job, it doesn't mean that the American people aren't beautiful, brilliant, awesome, majestic beings, okay? You're all beautiful, okay? And even the assholes are beautiful, okay? Some of you are stuffed in every country. Some people are absolutely stuffed. They believe the world's still to be round, okay? And you might get mad at me again for saying that, but it doesn't mean you're not beautiful. It doesn't mean your potential is not absolutely transcendently wired for brilliance. My point being is, as adults in context, we have to be allowed to come back to the table if we are to fix this global macro problem, this global macro network problem, cognitive network problem, okay? We're all skewed, we're all in schizophrenic models, we're all doing our best. So anyway, the point being is the hate has to stop. Now, I mean, obviously, if you go and kill children or if you go and bomb a country, okay, I'm going to have a serious problem with you. But there are certain individuals who are chopping up the whole world for their own benefit, their own self-aggrandizement, and that's corrupt and that's vulgar to the extreme. And damn you, fuck you, something about me hates you. At the same time, something about me wants to bring you back to humanity's table. Like, I'm anti-monarchy. I believe it to be a primitive institution, okay? That's not an attack on English people. Okay, I believe it to be an artificial pseudo-institution and it has muddied the waters, and that doesn't mean I want to beat up the Queen or beat up all her cohorts. I don't want to lock her sons and grandchildren up in jail. Okay, I just want them to come back to the table as human beings and stop hating each other and just hear what I have to say. Listen to my context, listen to her context, listen to his context, listen to their context, listen to the whole total context that we are all drowning in on this day. So yeah, the anger has to stop, because the anger suggests nothing but immaturity. That's all. I mean, I get angry too. I'm immature at times. Okay, we can't help it. We're human beings. We're emotional packages. We're spiritual beings wired into an emotional package, and it's hard to stay straight and sane at all times. But I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to hate you. Whatever your opinion is, I'm not going to threaten you. I'm not going to punch you. I'm not going to want to lock you up. It doesn't mean I might not want to refine you and you know, shed light on some of the ideas that you might be skewed in and so on. It doesn't mean that I don't want to help lift you up. But we have to be allowed to speak. We have to be allowed to say what we want to say. Fuck PC. Fuck PC. It drives me around the bend, okay? It muddies the waters. It censors us. We cannot afford to be censored as adults. We represent the human race. We represent the children of the human race. We represent this beautiful world, this beautiful, beautiful, majestic world we're all part of, okay? We represent that, and we have to represent it with absolute maturity. So, you know, and no one is bringing absoluteness. Okay, let's start there. No one, if you're bringing absoluteness, step up on the mountain so we can all hear you and we can all worship at your feet and go, wow, there's the one who nailed it all down for us. There's the one who brought it all home. We've not met that person yet. All we are is adults in context, as I said, and we're all doing our best given the circumstances of life. Given the circumstances of life, we're all in little existential holes, drowning and rising by degree and etc. Anyway, so yeah, so let's just stop hating each other, okay? You don't have to like me. You don't have to like me. You go, I don't like that person. I don't like that person's belief. But the hate has to stop, because it doesn't serve any of us. It's a hate. It doesn't serve anyone. It's a gravity in its own right, and it's pulling us all down. Just like the macro lies, the billion micro lies that add up to a big macro umbrella construct is pulling us all down. So yes, the hate has got to stop. The love has got to rise. So yes, I just wanted to address that before I move forward with all the other streams. Thanks for tuning in again. Peace and love and logic. This is Adults in Context.